Hello, Patroonies. This is Ray, High Priest of Khonshu Ray. Joining you, trying something different again. Look, it's going to be another solo adventure here from Ray, from your High Priest. I've just got a few things set up here. Hopefully, everything goes well without a hitch. If everything goes well, this is live streaming out right now across YouTube, Twitter, and our Facebook group. So if you're hearing this, if you can see this, jump on over, say hello. I've got the messages open. And if you really want to, I can open it up and you can jump in and we can have a chat. But anyway, Patroonies, a big thank you once again for all your support. A big thank you to Derek. Hello, Derek. A new Patroonie member. Very grateful for your contribution and your support for the show. So can't wait to keep on doing this sort of stuff for you. We've got a new comic book review coming up, which I'll just do by myself. I'm hopefully be able to release this at the same time as for Patroonies and for regular, because it's a kind of reaction episode. I literally just read this issue, Avengers 36, about 5-10 minutes ago. So, you know, the impression is fresh. I'm ready to go. Anyway, Patroonies, enjoy. Thank you very much. And for everyone else, Loonies, let's get into it. Here we go. Oh, let me just say hello to my friend here, Monsieur Camembert Sauvignon. Awesome. When you don't have a co-host, it's nice to have a tipple. Anyway, okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yes, welcome back, Looney listeners. You are listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. This is episode 165, and this is another kind of knee-jerk reaction episode to the latest release of Avengers 36. I am your host, High Priest of Khonshu Ray. Welcome. It's great to be here. I am flying solo, and as mentioned to some of the Patroonies off air before, if all goes well, this is live streaming via Get Vocal. It's opened up to anyone in our Looney community in the Facebook group, Twitter, or on YouTube. So jump on, say hello. I know I'm in Australia. You guys might be fast asleep, but you just never know. Anyway, a big welcome. As mentioned, this will be a new comic book review. It's a reaction episode. It's a bit more informal because it's just myself and a quick turnaround. So I'm hoping to get this out pretty much maybe 1 hour after I finish recording, or even less. As mentioned, we'll be doing a new comic book, and this will be part 4 of The Age of Khonshu, which involves our boy Moon Knight in Avengers Volume 8, 36, and it is titled Moons of Fire, Stars of Blood, Panthers of Black. So exciting here. I can't wait to crack into it. I've just read this just then, so my impressions are fresh, and I've got a swag of feedback here I'd love to get through as well from you, the Looney listeners. So thank you very much. Anyway, before we get into all of that, I want to just go through our sponsors. Sorry, I'm just checking my notes here. I want to go through my sponsors, the sponsors for the show. Apologies. And a big shout out to our Patroonie members. So we do have a Patreon page, patreon.com/ITK Moon Knight. You too can become a Patroonie. If you consider looking at some of our tiers and our bonus incentives and throwing some coin our way, it's very much appreciated. I wanted to make a huge announcement tonight on this episode. A big thank you and a big welcome to our latest Patroonie, Derek O'Neill, who is also one of the co-hosts and a producer of TV Podcast Industries. Great friends of the show. Hi, Derek. I hope you're listening. A huge thank you, my good sir, for backing us, not only by listening to our shows, but of course by throwing some dinero our way. It really does help with the show, and helps, I guess, in more ways to also support other podcasters. So just speaking informally, I actually on Patreon, I put up a message board shortly after Derek's membership he joined. And I just mentioned I thought it'd be quite transparent to let everyone know in the Patreon page where all the money kind of goes to. So most of it goes to the podcast plans, the monthly plans, and I'm fortunate enough to have the Patroonies generous offers to cover the 3 podcasts that I do. So it actually covers the monthly plans for Into the Night, the one that you're listening to right now. It covers my contribution to The Last Sons of Krypton. I pay for half of it. Well, actually, the Patroonies do. So thank you very much. And also the newest show in my stable of shows that I just love doing, To Know Her Is to Fear Her, the Spider-Woman podcast. So that all those costs are covered by the Patroonies, and I'm forever grateful. Not only that, but I also do support other podcasters as well. And I like to become Patreon members to their shows. So again, the generosity given by the Patroonies has allowed me to support the others. So it's kind of indirectly, we're all kind of, I don't know, we're just helping independent podcasters get out there and keep on doing what they're doing, because it's so much fun to do, and it's so much fun to listen to. So anyway, a big thank you again, Derek, for joining up. Also, I've got to shout out our other Patroonie members, Dustin, Justin, Wayne, Jordan, Josh, James, Russell, and Anthony, stalwart Patroonies. Thank you, my good loony members, my good sirs, and you are definitely hugely grateful for your contribution as well. Not to mention as well, I mean, this is the start of a new month, so there will be a new monthly ITK digest for the Patroonie members. Keep your eyes out for that. I'm going to start compiling that. That generally is a monthly digest. It shows the shows that are coming up ahead in the coming month, as well as news on the Patreon front, also on our audio drama adventure, The Hunt for Khonshu's Golden Scepter, also our travails in the Fantasy Comic League. What else is there? Yeah, I mean, so just got a whole lot of stuff there involved right in our monthly digest, available to all Patroonie members. So again, if you want to become a Patroonie, please consider it. Just check out patreon.com/ITK Moon Knight. Also, as well, a couple of our fine sponsors, Hello Headphones, empowering gamers to play at their best. And again, this episode is sponsored by Dreamland Comics from Illinois, the superhero superstore. Now, just a little bit, a smattering of news as well I want to cover before we get into our comic book review, our reaction to Avengers 36. The first thing, as I mentioned, our audio drama, The Hunt for Khonshu's Golden Scepter, episode 13. We are getting closer. I'm happy to say all the vocals are in from all the loonies involved. Thank you very much to Josh, Dustin, Anthony, and Mike. I've got them all in. You guys all sounding great. I've just got to start pulling it all together. And this is episode 13, which, depending on how long it will run, it may be the season finale for our audio drama for season 1. It certainly will be left on a cliffhanger. I've just got to see how much it runs for. I did have a goal to reach a certain amount of total time that the whole serial has gone for, because what I want to do is compile it together and release it as one whole audio kind of drama for the loonies. But we'll see how it goes. It could well be the finale. It is a things kind of ramp up, I've got to say. So I can't wait to let everyone hear it. But that will be coming hopefully in late October this month. And big thank you again to all those involved. It's been a lot of fun writing it. The reason also why it's a season finale, it'll give me a little break to actually start writing the other parts. I've got a lot of ideas, and I can't wait to put them on paper and have people record. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't checked it out, please do so. Just check our back catalog of podcast episodes. If you really want to know where pointed towards, just hit me up on a DM or an email, and I can let you know where those files are. They're available within certain episodes that have been released over the weeks. Also, as well, Loonies, check out, it's coming soon. I think the boys are recording it this coming weekend. There'll be another episode of Roundtable Robin, a Sidekick's Revengeance. Now, for those that don't know or are new listeners, what has been done in the past is that I hand over the keys to the mansion over to some of the Loonies. They take over the show, and they get to chat about anything that they want. It doesn't really have to be anything on Moon Knight, but what I really love about it is that we've created this strong community, and it allows the Loonies to get together and have a chat. And most often than not, it is about Moon Knight. So in this instance, there'll be a few Loonies, I believe, the likes of Anthony, Phil, and Noel will potentially get together and talk about their top 5 Moon Knight writers. So the last one we had with Phil, Anthony, and Chad was their top 5 artists, and we'll hear about their top 5 Moon Knight writers, which would be quite interesting. It'd be interesting to know your top 5 Moon Knight writers as well. So I might drop a post up in our page or on or in our group, and let us know who you think your top 5 Moon Knight writers are. There's plenty of them, and there is a lot of quality there. So it should be a good conversation. That will be out. I'm not too sure. I could drop that on as a bonus episode, or I could potentially hold on to that and drop it on a bit later in a few weeks. But very grateful for those guys and very keen to listen. It allows me to kind of to listen to people chat about Moon Knight as well, rather than just myself chat about a different perspective, and I love it. So anyway, that's kind of what's happening in and around the ITK community. Now, there's a couple of bits of news here in our white noise segment. I wanted to shout it out. About mid-September, we heard the news that Tatiana Maslany was cast as She-Hulk. Very exciting news for the She-Hulk Disney Plus TV show. And yesterday, I think, or a couple of days ago, Iman Vellani has been announced that she is cast as Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel, for the Disney Plus TV show. Now, apart from the very exciting news anyway that this newcomer, Iman Vellani, is going to be Miss Marvel, and we have a face now to Miss Marvel, what does kind of get all the loony tongues wagging is that surely the casting for Moon Knight is imminent. Now, I've heard along the traps as well that Moon Knight actually has been already cast. They're just holding on to that information. But it will be very interesting, maybe in a couple of weeks, or depending on, as one of the Loonies mentioned, depending on how excited everyone is about this casting of Miss Marvel. Once that kind of settles a little, then they might throw us another bone and let us know who finally is cast as Moon Knight. It's quite interesting. It's kind of 50-50 at the moment. So Tatiana Maslany, relatively well-known in the TV industry, most well-known for her role in Orphan Black. Iman Vellani, a total newcomer. So whether or not we'll get a newcomer or a seasoned TV actor for the actor for the character of Moon Knight, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm starting to think, just personally myself, it may be a newcomer, which I'm very excited for. But we've had our versions of fan casting as well. There've been other rumors, and I didn't want to put it in the news here. Again, other rumors that the likes of top tier actors like Keanu Reeves has been again reconsidered for Moon Knight. I think that's pure speculation. We're just going to have to wait and see. I like this idea that a while ago we heard that they wanted someone of a particular ethnicity and a particular look to be Mark Spector. So I'm thinking it might be a newcomer, and I'm all on board for that. I'm not sure about what everyone else thinks, but that's just my take. Added to that as well, in other news which came out earlier in the week, we have apparently there's been a call out for some casting of some main roles in the Moon Knight support cast. So apparently they're looking for someone that may or may not be Marlene and may or may not be Frenchie. Let me read this out to you as well. So this was covered in a few websites. The one I got was from thedirect.com, an article, and I posted this up in our group, and it mentions, okay, in search of the first cast member, 20 to 40-year-old, okay, white male, a stereotypical good-looking, overly enthusiastic, less intelligent than average, but still lovable. Actor must be fluent in French. Now, of course, the clincher there is French. Surely that this would have to be Frenchie. The only other option would be a completely original character made up for the TV show. There has been some discussions in our group about this description of less intelligence than average, but still lovable. That's kind of raised a few red flags with some loonies. If it is indeed Frenchie, I have always seen Frenchie as a very capable, a very intelligent athlete and friend to Mark Spector. But maybe they're going down this other way for Frenchie. Hopefully he's not too comedic in that sense. I mean, it'd be good to have a decent sidekick to Moon Knight, but that could well be Marlene. And that will lead me to this other description that was called out, a 20 to 35-year-old, or it could be all ethnicities, any ethnicity, female, a manipulative operative in a secret organization capable of going from cool and tough to warm and friendly in a heartbeat. So, tantalizingly vague. Sure, it could be Marlene. It could be Stained Glass Scarlet as well. I mean, secret organization. I'm not sure. Like, Marlene was not part of any secret organization, nor was Stained Glass Scarlet as well. So that leads some questions and some scratching of heads there as to who it might be. But I guess for main roles, they're saying the main roles you would think would be for Marlene and Frenchie. If not, I mean, it can't be Jenna at all. I mean, unless she runs a diner and on the side she's part of a secret organization. I don't know. But anyway, very exciting to speculate on. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It seems imminent because we've got that casting for Ms. Marvel. We should be getting something for Moon Knight soon. As soon as anyone hears, please post it up on our page or our group. It's great that we all share information, and we're all in different time zones. I'll try and do my best, in the future here in Australia. But if anyone else catches wind of news, just post it up. And share it around, and let's get a healthy discussion happening. Finally, as well, I posted this up on Facebook. There appears to be, and this is courtesy of the Moon Knighters Facebook group as well. Someone posted up there, there's apparently a Walgreens exclusive Arachnite Funko Pop, and it's looking pretty cool as well. I mean, for those that haven't seen it, go check out our Facebook group. Or if you're part of the Moon Knighters Facebook group, it's there as well. Looking pretty spick. I'm half keen to get it, but I don't know how difficult it is to get. It's a Walgreens exclusive. Having said that, I did get the hooded Moon Knight, which was an exclusive. So hopefully it's not too difficult to get. But looking very good and worthy of being part of your collection if you are so inclined to collect those sorts of things. Right. Well, that is pretty much the news on that front for this episode. We're not going to jump into a break there. We're just going to go into our next main segment now. Let's do it. Let's do it, loonies. I'm keen. I know you're keen. I'm keen to try out this video that I've got here streamed. I'm going to try to share something. Let's hope it works. But let's get into our new comic book review, our reaction episode. Yes, this is our reaction episode for Avengers Volume 8, Issue 36. It was released on the 30th of September 2020. It's The Age of Khonshu Part 4, Moons of Fire, Stars of Blood, Panthers of Black. Now, this was written by Jason Aaron, penciler and inker Javier Garron, colorist Jason Keith, letterer Corey Petit, and editors Tom Brevoort, Martin Biro, and Alana Smith. Now, so for those who have not listened to much of our shows, this will be a little bit of a riff on our usual format. Since it's a reaction episode, I haven't had much time to prep, as in write a bare bones or synopsis or anything like that. But typically, what we'll do, and I'm gonna improv. We start off with a bare bones, which is a summary of the issue, and then basically, I'm just going to go through some points. Typically, they're like writing, artwork, references, themes and characterizations, that sort of thing. Just anything that comes offhand. What I'll do with this live stream and on the video, I'll throw up I won't throw up. I will share on screen the images of the comic, and we can just kind of talk through it, which will be good. And I will end that with a moon rating system. What I find more exciting as well is that after we do all that and I give my little discussion, I've got a whole bag here, or swag, of Looney feedback. So can't wait to get into that. Actually, what I'll do, a bit of a peek behind the curtain. Stopping here a little bit, I am just going to download. We do actually have audio feedback, so just going to get some audio feedback down so I can listen to it. I've got something from that as well. So this is a little peek. It's a live stream. I will be editing all this out. I've just got in some new thoughts come in. Can't wait for that. Let me add this to the prompt sheet. Copy that. Not much for entertaining viewing at this moment, but this is the beauty of a live stream. Get to see everything. So let me just add this there. I've got to get Phil's audio. But what I'm doing is adding some feedback in an email. Here we go. I've got it here somewhere. This all makes sense, Loonies, once I am back on track. Believe me. Okay, so why don't we do email? Come on, email. And then I am going to copy and paste. Yes, and then I've got this one to Phil. And again, I'll have to do a stoppage because I haven't listened to Phil's feedback yet on audio, but I will do that. I am just going to download it so I can hear. Here we go. All right, download your bugger. Here we go. That one there. Cool. All right, we're going to be back on track. Righty. That one. Okay. So I'm just going to pick it up from about the bare bones. Okay, here we go. Oh, someone's jumped in. All right. So let's get stuck into the bare bones for this. So, okay, so let me just think. I'm going to do this. Basically, what happens is that we see. Oh, hang on. Cue the music, please. Thank you. Now, maybe give me a little bit of reverb. Have you got that, Future Ray? Sounding brilliant. Okay, so here we go. The synopsis for this issue basically is Moon Knight and Black Panther face off, going toe-to-toe, punch for punch, as Moon Knight is mistaken and under the spell of Khonshu that Black Panther is actually Mephisto. At the same time, or earlier on, Black Panther confronts Khonshu, who is still willing to gain all the powers of Dawn or the a million BC Avengers after the Phoenix Force and the Star Brand. Khonshu tries to kill Black Panther, but finds out that Mjolnir follows and obeys Black Panther as well. Khonshu then escapes, leaving Black Panther to fight a deranged Moon Knight as Khonshu flies into the sky looking for Star Brand. What ensues is that Khonshu then encounters Iron Man and Captain Marvel with the little Star Brand baby, and he incapacitates Iron Man while trying to get Star Brand. Meanwhile, down on Earth, Moon Knight is still fighting Black Panther, with Black Panther trying to get through to Mark that he isn't Mephisto, he's indeed T'Challa. What we see towards the end is that Moon Knight realizes this and has actually been using the occasion to pray, i.e., to shed his blood in order to summon another sort of god. And as we see in the last page, it is the Phoenix Force, and Moon Knight has now become the Phoenix. Well, that is about it in a nutshell, loonies. Again, apologies there for the sporadic retelling, but that in essence is it. I mean, there's a lot in there as well, but I think that pretty much sums up the issue here. Sorry, a little bit of a parched throat. So, overall impressions for this. I enjoyed it because of the main action. I like seeing Moon Knight go up against Black Panther. I thought it was quite entertaining. The concept for this issue was very simple as well. I did actually hear from a lot of loonies before I actually read it that this last page reveal would be kind of mind-blowing, and a lot of people were maybe worried as to where it will go. I think I was messaging someone, I think it was Phil, and I was trying to predict what it was, and I said, "Oh, don't tell me Moon Knight gets the Phoenix Force," or something like that. And he does. So when he does at the end, I was a little bit underwhelmed. To be honest, I thought the cooler marriage was when Moon Knight became the Avatar, the Fist of Vengeance. I thought that was a lot more fun. But look, he is the Phoenix now. So again, I think overall this was a better issue. I think the last two issues have been good. The first two parts for me were really, I think, felt awkward. The pacing has been really weird. Can I say that? I mean, the first issue was like a bat out of hell. Everything was kind of done really rushed, but I could understand that. And I thought, well, Justin Aaron's just trying to set it up, trying to get it all out of the way, and then we can settle into a good story. Then issue 2 was pretty much the same. It was at a breakneck speed. It was kind of blink and you miss it. And I just needed a little bit more, I guess, exposition, a little bit more of let's tone down the pace and let's kind of create some depth and feeling for these characters. We started to get that in part 3, and in part 4 here, although it is largely a fight, I think we do get a sense of that. So I really did enjoy the pacing for this, if anything. I'll go with writing. Writing's good. I mean, the first thing that I was thinking of when I did read this was, um, and it's a novel thing, isn't it? It's you see when T'Challa and Moon Knight face off against each other, they are kind of whacking each other, and Moon Knight whacks with a fist of vengeance or fist of Khonshu. Let me put this up actually on the screen, if I can. Unlock. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, application window. Come on, here we go. Share this up. You can probably see there. We're going to move ahead 2 pages here. What we see, and I thought it was fun at first. So I'm just going to move straight ahead when they are fighting. You start to see it first here with panther webs, rapidly expanding vibranium-based foam incapacitant. So that's pretty cool. And then you start getting these Iron Fist-esque titles to the shots that Black Panther does. I mean, that's pretty cool. Like here, you get the Leaping Buffalo Uppercut Elbow Strike. You get the Hungry Lion Organ Seeker. They're pretty cool names. You get the Winds of the Serengeti. They're pretty cool. But for me, it did seem a little out of place. And maybe that's pretty fickle. But I really enjoyed it when he did that with Iron Fist, because that's part of Iron Fist's thing, isn't it? Like, he's got all these special moves. And I realize that Black Panther is a master at fighting as well, but it just seemed that, like, I don't know, Aaron was using this trick again, just because he thought it was a cool idea to do with the Iron Fist. He did it again with Black Panther. So I thought, oh, okay, that's maybe trying a little too hard, if I can say that. But as for writing, I mean, that was the only thing. There was enough dialogue in here and interaction between Black Panther and Mark to keep it interesting. I mean, the big foil here was Black Panther thought that Moon Knight was fighting essentially on a suicide mission, just to kill himself. That he was largely outmatched. And he was just he had a death wish. It turns out that, if I can go forward towards the end, it turns out that wasn't the case. And here we go. And we see here Mark Spector saying that, what does he say? Finish it. Have to finish the prayer. He says, no, it's not I'm not, what was it? It's not die. It wants me to bleed. And if you won't do it, I'll do it. So he's getting these instructions from the Phoenix, I guess, that he needs to bleed or suffer. So I like that kind of reveal. That was a little clever. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know. And for those that are more familiar with the Dark Phoenix saga and Avengers versus X-Men, which I've read ages ago, I'm not sure whether the Phoenix requires blood for it to become for you to host it. So I'm not sure if that's a purely Aaron thing, or if that is indeed, if it is indeed part of the lore, then that's pretty cool, because I did not see that coming. It seemed that Moon Knight was just at first deluded, thought that Black Panther was Mephisto, but that little turn where he goes, look, a few punches ago, I actually knew it was you, T'Challa. I just kept on going. And so you're thinking, oh, is it because he's just crazy that he's just doing that? Has he got a death wish? So I kind of like that reveal. As I mentioned, I wasn't too fussed with Moon Knight becoming the Phoenix with the Phoenix Force. It kind of looks like, well, there's a lot of people have become it already. I mean, I did read a while ago when it came out, Avengers versus X-Men, and there were like 5 or 6 people, Namor, Colossus, I can't remember the others, but they all got the Phoenix Force and they became the Phoenix. So it's, yeah. Anyway, again, it looks like Moon Knight's got it this time. And I guess there's no surprises because he's become the Fist of Vengeance. He got the Spirit of Vengeance within him. He's been claiming all these powers. So in a way, you kind of expect it. As for the longevity of this idea, it's going to have the longevity similar to that of Avengers versus X-Men, I think. There's not going to be anything to it. it's going to go away. So I don't think it's setting up for anything. I think it's largely, I think this whole series, The Age of Khonshu, as fun a ride as it is, it's not going to have any lasting effects on the legacy of the character. And you know, for better or worse, I think that's just the case. It's clever, it's well written, stuff like that, but it just doesn't have the depth to last, I think, long, and to be taken on board with Moon Knight when he gets a solo series. I just don't believe that many of these traits will be taken up. I mean, if anything, I think maybe the stature, the profile of Khonshu may be lifted a little. He may be seen a bit more. And if anything, as mentioned, if anything, we saw in the annual that we first saw in the annual, and then we saw in Serpent War, Khonshu. And he's now kind of a set part of the Marvel Universe. So again, for better or worse, there's that ambiguity, and what a lot of loonies loved about Mark Spector is whether that was real or not, whether we like it or not, it's real. And I think that is what will probably be the lasting legacy of this arc, The Age of Khonshu. Other than that, all this other stuff about the million BC Avengers, these Ankhs that Moon Knight gets, the Phoenix Force that he gets, him becoming Fist of Khonshu, I think that's all going to be just like just part of the story, and we're going to move on. So yeah, I mean, the art as well, I think was very cool. I really enjoyed the art to this. Javier Garron is still, he's still delivering on all accounts. Again, let me just pull this up. Let's see, can I just do the one page? Yeah, even the last page. What else have we got here? I found the She-Hulk looked a little strange. Same with Moon Knight, but Black Panther and Moon Knight looked really good when they were fighting. Yeah, there's a She-Hulk. She looks a little strange there. I'm not sure why. It's good to see that Robbie Reyes is joining the fray as well. The Avengers are coming, but of course they're like 2 steps behind, and they won't catch up with it. Yeah, again, I just found a little weird looking here with Iron Man. Nothing wrong. It's just very different. I'm used to, I guess I've been reading a lot of, is it Valerie Schitty in the Slot Run, which is an awesomely drawn series. Yeah, there is. He's just looking a little, I don't know, a little bit more stylized. But these fights are great. I mean, the fight scenes that Garron does, the movement, you can see with all these, just the fluent motion. I love this Black Mamba spine strike. A lot of them are quite deadly. But again, as I said, to me, it's like, why are you doing the Hippo Fist? I mean, like, why are you doing the Iron Fist thing with Black Panther? I don't know. Again, I'm going backwards here. Oh yeah, this is also a thing writing wise. So there was a little a connection. Let me go backwards. There was a connection here with what was his name again as well? Here, this dude, the Unseen. So this tied into the original Sin arc, which I kind of enjoyed. I enjoyed Original Sin. I think that was really cool. To be honest, I can't remember exactly the minor arc that Moon Knight had in it. I believe he might have been with the band of people when they did meet up with Nick Fury at the end, but I can't remember this fellow. But it's a nice callback. I do like that. So, and Aaron does make a few callbacks, which is appreciated. Like even from the very beginning here, and what I immediately really gravitated towards was he talks about this kind of balloon here or narrative. So he talks about, let me just read it out. Places where you tend to find the nurse-murdering hatchet men, Randall Spector, and nuns with crossbows, Stained Glass Scarlet, and mercenaries with their faces carved off. So he's got a little homage there to Moon Knight's Rogue Gallery. It's always appreciated when they kind of nod to older runs. But yeah, I mean, essentially though, it was kind of fleeting. I mean, he's basically saying at the beginning. He's basically saying at the beginning that Moon Knight is used to the terrain of the street level, the brawling, the grittiness. What is he doing here? You know, out of his league and stuff. Yeah, and then it goes on to him fighting T'Challa, which was very cool as well. Very MCU as well. You see T'Challa's suit absorbing the kinetic energy with those the circuitry kind of glowing. And I also want to make mention as well, this is not part of the story, but there was a really nice tribute to Chadwick Boseman, tribute by Ta-Nehisi Coates and by Brian Stelfreeze. And it was really cool. It actually was very apt for the issue because it was very Black Panther centric. So that, for me, I found that kind of, I wouldn't say added, but it did enhance it in a way. It had a bit more significance because it resonated a bit more because of what had happened in recent, at the end of August, with the passing of Chadwick Boseman. So yeah, so the art was really good. I really enjoyed that. As I said, a couple of inconsistencies. This panel here, I am pointing to on the video of Moon Knight with these crescent darts in between his fingers, pointing them towards the unseen. Very cool indeed. Also, we see Moon Knight fighting more with just, he's just got the cestus. He's got the spiked knuckles, one of my favorite weapons that Moon Knight has. You don't see it often enough, but he also brings out, although that was hanging on the wall, he brings out was it a scimitar? Is that how you say it? Like a really jagged sword to fight Black Panther, who has since kind of confiscated his nunchuckers, it seems, and is using it against Moon Knight. So yeah, so art was pretty cool. The writing, I think, yeah, I mentioned it was quite solid in this issue. It was quite engaging. I really did enjoy reading through this, and I will read through it again. It will be interesting. I think I mentioned this before. Be interesting to see how this stacks up as a trade read. If those first two issues are actually improved when it's all kind of bundled together. But as I mentioned, I certainly found part 3 and part 4 a lot more enjoyable. Now, this thing here, this writing again with Mjolnir, pardon me, with the Black Panther and his ancestors being able to handle and command Mjolnir, to be honest, a little bit of an eye roll for me. I mean, people were getting fatigued at Moon Knight being able to control Mjolnir, saying, look, who hasn't been able to lift the hammer now? Now it seems that Black Panther can do that as well. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to ripple any waters here, but it's really starting to sully the legacy of Thor's hammer when everyone can kind of carry it. So I don't know. I mean, this is a thing as well. It's not like, okay, sure, we had this Moon Rock thing and Khonshu being able to control it and Moon Knight controlling it because he had the power of Khonshu basically going through it. But this is Black Panther. So literally he can, because he has the blood of his ancestors, he can actually control Mjolnir. It's like, really? I mean, he is a worthy warrior, of course, but do we really need everyone able to wield it? I think it just lessens the potency and the aura of the hammer. But you know, that's just me. There we go. We get a shot of Moon Knight putting on his cestus. Black Panther trying to get those unks from Khonshu. So we learn from Khonshu as well that he using the power of the Sorcerer Supreme has misguided Moon Knight and made him think he's fighting Mephisto, but is actually Black Panther. So that's how that kind of battle is explained, and Khonshu kind of whisks himself away. Thematically, I guess the thing here is that Moon Knight is going up against, I guess, his god. I mean, that's the whole thing. Aaron is talking about how he's not looking towards the moon for help or anything. He goes towards the Phoenix. And I guess it's that interaction he has with the unseen, when the unseen says, "You're praying to the wrong god, Spectre." I think that's what gets Moon Knight into thinking, well, okay, I'm gonna try to summon and be the host of the Phoenix. We'll see where it goes. We've only got one more part to this, and then it actually bleeds into the next arc by Aaron called Enter Phoenix, I think. So whether or not Moon Knight and Khonshu are relegated to the shadows once again, and the Avengers then, and Black Panther and the likes of Cap and She-Hulk and Blade take on the Phoenix, we'll just wait and see. Yeah, I think that might have been the main gist of this, because it largely, a lot of this issue is centered around the narrative of Mark Spector. Just, you get the sense of what he's saying. It's not enough. I'm not enough. This I guess doubt that he has, and that's why he's let go of his faith, I guess, in Khonshu and gone somewhere else, to the Phoenix. Characterizations. Look, I think Aaron's handled Black Panther very well. He hasn't gone into any risky territory. The voicings for Black Panther are pretty cool. The other Avengers, they really spend very little time. You can hardly see them. I think Blade says a few things, but they're kind of inconsequential. Similar even to Iron Man and Captain Marvel. All they have to do is Iron Man say to Carol, "Take Starbrand away." That's about it. So nothing much there. The main players here are obviously Khonshu and Moon Knight, which we all should be excited about. But I think Aaron does an able duty with the voicings of Mark Spector. I'm not sure if any loonies have picked up any inconsistencies on my one read, which again I mentioned I've only just done not that long ago. I didn't pick up any flags there that pointed to him being represented in any ill way. But yeah. So I guess, I mean, that's all I can really say as a reaction to this issue. As I mentioned, very enjoyable. Art was good. Keen to see, I don't know, speculation as to what happens. Moon Knight has a Phoenix Force. We see Khonshu still has the power of Iron Fist and Sorcerer Supreme. He's got two. Moon Knight's got the Phoenix Force and also the Spirit of Vengeance, or the Fist of Vengeance. Khonshu's making a play for Starbrand. Black Panther still has his own. He's got the power of Bust, I guess, within him still. I'm not sure where it goes. I think then Moon Knight will go up against Khonshu, basically. And or Starbrand, the little baby, will defeat everyone and bring everything back to order. That's all I can think of. Again, just thinking this will be setting up the next arc of Enter Phoenix. I'm wondering whether the Phoenix Force becomes the next antagonist or it jumps to other Avengers. I mean, we don't know. As I mentioned, to me, it seems a little weak that we're using the Phoenix Force to jump between characters. Again, it just loses that allure. But having said that, it's not to say that it can't. It's, the nature of it. I guess it will look for hosts. But I think the wow factor of any characters getting the Phoenix Force won't be as big as I think perhaps the writers or Aaron would expect it to be. That's just my view. I don't know. Let us know what you think as well. Actually, you probably will let us know what you think, because on the should I? I'm wondering if I should take this break. Yeah, maybe we will take a break. It's racking up the time. When we come back, let's wrap this up. I'll give it a rating now. I'm going to give it I'll give it a 6.5 again. I think a 6.5 for Waning Gibbous. I think it was quite fun. It's nothing to really, I'm not going to go to bed kind of mulling over this story or anything like that. It's just a lot of popcorn fun. I'm not too fussed about the ending as well. It just seems it's going to come and go. It's going to be quite fleeting. But I guess we'll see with Enter Phoenix. And anyway, as well, when Moon Knight gets his solo series, I don't think anything will be referenced from that. From this. But yeah, 6.5 out of 10 for me. Anyway, loonies, that's my reaction. When we come back on the other side of the break, I've got some feedback here from some loonies. I can't wait to get through it. So, hang tight, and I'll see you soon. Alrighty. Just going to take whenever I am here by myself, the throat gets really dry when you just go solo. So apologies for the coughing and stuff. But hopefully this red will help. Anyway, okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yes, welcome back, loony listeners. You are listening to Into the Night, the episode 165. I have just been looking at, and I have just reacted to Avengers Volume 836, Part 4 of the Age of Khonshu. It is the penultimate part to this Age of Khonshu by Jason Aaron and Javier Garron. It's been a very different ride, and be interesting to see how they wrap it up. As I mentioned on the other side of the break, 6.5 out of 10. Worth a read because it's a little bit of fun. But for those wanting a bit more meat, I guess we'll just have to wait for the solo series when that comes out. Anyway, I just want to spend a little time here, a couple of Spectre calls, a couple of shout outs, a couple of shameless indulgences. So earlier this week, the latest episode of the other podcast that I do alongside Saren, a couple of Spider Babies, is To Know Her is to Fear Her, the Spider-Woman podcast. It is our 3rd episode only, and we were looking at Spider-Woman issue 4, aka issue 99 before the big one. Anyway, that was released, so give it a listen if you're interested in any way at Jessica Drew and all the Spider. I was about to say the Spider people, but she's very much removed from Spider-Man and his clique. She's a very interesting character. I love her. And go check it out. It's available right now. Also, as well, which was released today, the day of this recording, is I'm on another one. It's a monthly show at the end of the month. It's the Ultimate Spider-Cast, but at the end of the month, the last Tuesday of the month, it was a little late this month, we cover the Scarlet Spider. So every month I'm there with the likes of Phil, and Matt, and we're going through the Clone Saga and Ben Reilly. So that was a lot of fun. Go check it out. That is on Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks. You can find that on your podcast catcher, and just check out or look for within that the Ultimate Spider-Cast and Scarlet Spider. So a couple of episodes there for you if this one isn't enough. So anyway, this is the part of the show I'm really looking forward to. It is hearing about your thoughts on Avengers 36. So I will start out with Twitter. So on Twitter, received a tweet from the amazing Yan at John Yanchek1. And John, if I can call you John, he says, really liked that they touched on the fact that Mark prefers to fight street-level threats. This story probably won't have any lasting impact, but it is worth it for that last image. that panel was epic awesomeness. Yes, John, thank you very much. It is quite epic. I mean, if you think about it, Moon Knight hosting the Phoenix is no small matter. So that's a big thing. Like I said, just personally myself, a little underwhelmed. Only, I guess, because I had these expectations. Everyone was saying that last page was great and big. But as I mentioned, I've seen that before, Avengers versus X-Men and the like. So, but anyway, no, excellent. And yeah, I do like it as well that Jason Aaron does address the fact that Moon Knight prefers the street level. I'm sure that may have been a little nod to some of the Moon Knight fans. Maybe. Anyway, on Twitter as well, we have a fellow collective member, host of We Are Venomaniacs, Orion Petty-Clerc at Opie_Doki. And Orion says, my thoughts. I would have enjoyed this more if it wasn't tied to the mainstream Moon Knight. And boy, do I hope that last page reveal doesn't signal that I have to follow the next arc in this Avengers series. Yeah, Orion, that's a good point. Look, I personally myself, I might just follow it anyway, but only be keeping probably one eye on it. I don't think there will be any lasting effects for Moon Knight, as I mentioned. And yeah, you're saying you would have enjoyed it more if it wasn't tied to the mainstream Moon Knight. I think this can be seen as its own thing as well. I think it will be quite self-contained. Again, I'm kind of leaning all my hopes on the future Moon Knight solo series and how that will be kind of seen as a continuation of Moon Knight's canon. These appearances everywhere else, here and there, especially with the way that Marvel and continuity works these days, you can almost see it as like it's an alternate reality. I mean, there have been instances where the likes of Iron Man and Doctor Strange have been doing things in the Avengers book has nothing to do with their solo titles. So I'm not too worried in that aspect. I'll be taking the solo series over any other kind of cameo appearances that Moon Knight may have in other books that isn't his own. Also, we have a couple of comments here from our Facebook page. So Corey Hardiman, who's a good friend of the show, contributor to our audio drama, Corey, aka Gabe, he mentions, I don't know if a comic book has ever made me feel more conflicted. What I loved a lot, and what I disliked a lot. I love all the callbacks to previous events from classic Moon Knight all the way up to Original Sin. I thoroughly enjoyed the fight with Black Panther, me too. It got better with each page. I'd agree as well. His concept of praying was pure genius. I can't begin to say how Moon Knight that felt. Perfect. I'm really not sure where I'm at with that ending, though. That's a pretty drastic character change. Even though it was fun to read, I don't like the long-term ramifications. Best issue of a low-quality series. I enjoyed it more than I expected. Yeah, thank you, Corey. I know that you're a big fan of the street-level Moon Knight and the likes of the classic Mensch run and perhaps the Houston run as well. If I can assuage your fears, and like I've got no I've got no authority in these comments, but yeah, I don't think that last page will have any lasting effects on Moon Knight. I mean, Namor got the Phoenix Force in Avengers versus X-Men, and so did Pyotr Rasputin, Colossus. There's no effects with them now about with having the Phoenix Force. So similar to Moon Knight, it's just a tool that the writer has used for a bit of wow factor. But thanks, Corey. Thanks for that. Also, this came a little late as well, which is always great to get new comments. This came from Brandon Bartley Chambers. Hello, Brandon. First time I'm hoping you're enjoying the group, and I hope you are listening. Brandon says, I'm not going to lie, this issue probably carried extra weight for me, what with Black Panther's role in it and Chadwick's name on the cover. Yeah, I'd agree as well. I was affected by Chadwick's passing as much as any of the massive fans that do. So yeah, it was quite affecting. It was awesome to see Moon Knight go up against one of the best martial artists on Earth 616. True. I still don't know what's up with the Star Brand power. I haven't kept up on Avengers until our Looney Mooney boy showed up. That part of the storyline is less emotional for me. Fair enough. I really like the relationship between Mark and Khonshu, and I wish they would spend more time exploring that in these issues. They have an opportunity here to establish why Mark is a hero, even when Khonshu isn't. Maybe they'll tackle that idea in the final issue. Any word on if Moon Knight will be joining the Avengers roster again after Age of Khonshu? That's a good question, Brandon. I don't know. Who knows? Actually, that would be good, and I never considered that. I hope he does, but it will be a very different Moon Knight to, again, what I imagined a solo series Moon Knight title will have. But I would pick it up because it's got Moon Knight in it. Let's just say that. Who knows? That's a good question. Interesting. Would other loonies like to see Moon Knight continue in the Avengers? I mean, I think I would. I think that would be pretty cool. Any Moon Knight is better than no Moon Knight. Also, just having a look here quickly, the Star Brand power. Okay, so I have limited knowledge as well on it. What I do know is that it is an immense power that I think apparently came from a multiverse somewhere, and it generally is confined to Earthlings. People from Earth will get it, but it's this power that's bestowed upon them, and it's a massive power. Like, we're talking very powerful. So I'll come across it in some of my Quasar rereads back in the day in the 90s, and what I'm doing reread now, listening to the Quantum Zone, the Quasar podcast over at Capes and Lunatics. But yeah, it's essentially just a massive power that's bestowed on people, and you generally have this branding on you, the Star Brand, and you're allowed to do immense things. That's all I can say. But yeah, thank you, Brandon. Thank you for that. Now we go to Instagram. Now Taran Almighty 56. Taran's a friend of the show. He's been on the show chatting about Moon Knight. He's got Tsunami Studios, a YouTube channel. Taran says, I expected nothing and I'm still disappointed. Look, I can't blame you there, Taran, as well. This is a very unique take on Moon Knight, and for those that do love Moon Knight, there might be a particular reason why you do, and this does not fulfill those requirements. I totally understand. All I can say is, as mentioned before, this will come and go. Maybe you'll enjoy it if you do pick it up in trade. Maybe you'll enjoy it as a nice little 5-parter. But if not, then let's just wait for the solo series. Another comment here from Instagram, Sand Blue Studs. Welcome also to our Facebook group as well. We had a bit of correspondence, and thank you for joining. Hope you're enjoying the show. You're doing a bit of a catch up to all the shows, which I find crazy, but forever grateful for. So hopefully you can get through the 164 episodes, but hopefully you're listening to this one relatively soon. Anyway, Sandal Blue Stud says, been a Moon Knight fan for years and just discovered your podcast, working my way through to catch up. This arc feels confused, but I do like seeing Mooney and Black Panther interact again. Yeah, me too. Their team up in Black Panther Volume 3 is one of my favorites. That was a great one as well with Nightmare, I believe. I'm hoping there's some Bust Khonshu interaction next issue. Sand Blue Studs, again, my opinion, I'm not sure. You may be waiting a while for that. Actually, no, you probably won't. Black Panther is the only descendant of the Million BC Avengers that is still running loosely around there, if you don't count Star Brand. So he might have a huge bearing on this arc, the Age of Khonshu. My money is on Moon Knight with the Phoenix Force defeating Khonshu that way, maybe with the help of Black Panther and the Avengers. But yeah, maybe we'll see a little bit of Bust. I'd like to see that too. And on Instagram as well, Cruiser2 says, I love how it went back to original sin. Me too as well. Admittedly, I'm a bit patchy on original sin. It's been a while, that's all. My main takeaway from original sin is obviously the idea that protagonists are kind of confronted with their deep dark secrets, and also that Nick Fury is the man on the wall, the last defender. But other than that, I can't remember Moon Knight's involvement in it. But it's good. It's good that it ties it back in again. I've got all the floppies. I might do a quick reread. I wanted to do that as well. I recently acquired all the tie-ins to Original Sin, so I want to do a massive reread of it all to go through it. But thank you, Cruiser, too. Moving along, we've just got a few more here. We have one from the Facebook group. Hang on, let me just have a little bit of a slurp of Monsieur Cabernet Sauvignon. That's better. Anyway, Julio Abalenda, he mentions, after reading the first 4 chapters of Age of Khonshu, I'm amused at all the weird things that are going to add up to Moon Knight's mythology. Wikipedia writers will have a hard time updating the page. Yeah, I reckon so as well. I mean, Wikipedia, sure, because they do chronicle everything, and it has been an amusing ride at the moment. As mentioned, again, some really cool ideas by Jason Aaron, things that, like, in the back of your mind, like for me, there's always been that synergy between the Spirit of Vengeance and the Avatar of Vengeance. Things at the back of your mind, actually, Jason Aaron brings to fruition. So actually seeing Moon Knight as a Ghost Rider is pretty damn cool. But as for how long-lasting they'll be, I don't know. But yeah, you're right. Wikipedia writers, they will chronicle everything. So they've got a lot on their hands here, especially with the Phoenix Force. I'd like to read a wiki about the Phoenix Force, and understand how many people it's passed through. Obviously, Jean Grey is the main one, but there've been a few since. So thank you, Julio. This came in at the 11th hour or the 12th hour or the 10th hour. I don't know what the saying is. I can't remember. Anyway, as mentioned at the top of the show, latest Patroni, Derek O'Neill. How you going, my good sir? He writes in. This came in through an email. And let me read this out once my iPad works properly. Okay, he goes, hey, Ray, here's my general thoughts on Avengers 36. For an Avengers book, this has so much Moon Knight, it's kind of surprising. Outside of the awesome fight with Black Panther, the rest of the team only seems to get a few panels. Agreed. That's one of my sticking points as well. Just the balance of the book. Now, of course, I'm a Moon Knight fan, and I love seeing Moon Knight take the spotlight and Khonshu and all that as well. But can't forget that this is an Avengers book as well. I'd love to see a balance and a juggle of those characters. Like, I enjoyed when Captain America and Blade and She-Hulk, they kind of intercepted the train where all those mummies were kind of carting away Danny Rand and Stephen Strange. I like that sort of stuff. So I feel Aaron could have done a bit more of that. Like I said, we've only got one more issue. So anyway, I have enjoyed how much of the mythos they've explored or created for the arc so far. They've been teasing the arrival of the Phoenix for a few issues, so it was definitely interesting to reach the big cliffhanger here. I also love the tie-in to Original Sin. Of course you would, Derek. One of my Alara books. Always love a mention of Nick Fury, for sure. Absolutely. As I mentioned, I can't really remember the Unseen, but I am going to go back straight into Original Sin. I'm going to reread it, Derek. Maybe we can have a few words about the storyline, and it'd be great to see how this ties in with this current issue. So Derek continues, I want more. I wish this had a Moon Knight monthly book and the main Avengers book to bring in even more stuff. I'll make do with one more issue for the moment, and hopefully it will give some direction for where Moon Knight will be going in the future. Take care. No, thanks, Derek, as well. You echo my sentiments as well. I'd really love to see more. I'm just really heavily leaning on this solo series coming out soon. I'm sure it's coming out soon. We're getting smatterings of She-Hulk as well. I mean, I know her show's a while away. We're getting the Falcon and Winter Soldier in comics now as a title. Their show's coming out. So I'm sure we're going to get Moon Knight coming soon as well. I'd love to see it. The one thing I do really miss that the older comics do have is I really do miss that coordination between the team books and the solo books. I really wish that there was a bit more continuity between the two. But you know, I guess that's why the Valiant comics, I think, for me, are really good. Their universe is uber tight. Everything has an impact or a ramification for something else, and it's felt in the other titles. It's not like, oh, Bloodshot, is this now, but I'll forget about it and let's just have him as this person. It's a lot more tighter, and I just wish Marvel, and I'm not sure if DC do it, but I wish they would do something similar. Anyway, no, thank you so much, Derek. And finally, we have a bit of audio feedback as well. So I'm going to play this. This is from Phil, the Drop King Phil, friend of the show, fellow co-host from the Scarlet Spider monthly podcast, as mentioned earlier. And Derek had this to say. Okay, I am cut to that. I'm just going to listen to this because I haven't listened to it yet. So bear with me, video, live stream. I'm just going to have to play this for my own self. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, 6 minutes 20. So that was just me listening to Phil's feedback. So hence all the silence, but the reactions you got. Anyway, thank you, Phil. Thank you for all your comments. Yeah, a lot of them very similar to my own as well. And first and foremost, thank you very much. Yes, the bachelor party was very good indeed. A little bit of recovery time needed, but but I'm glad I can still produce an ITK episode this week, albeit maybe one day late or so. But yeah, thank you. But anyway, your comments, thank you so much. And of course, I'm backtracking as well here, going backwards. The casting of Miss Marvel, we're all excited. I can't wait for it. Can't wait for the Moon Knight casting. My gosh, be at the ready, loonies, at the keyboards, get ready to post it up because it's coming, I reckon, in about 2 weeks. I could be wrong, but say about 2 weeks. It's going to be there. Oh, actually, maybe I'll do that. This is another thing. The first loony, to post it up first, I think, on any of the social media, on Instagram, Facebook page, Facebook group, or Twitter, I'll send out a sticker to you as well, one of the official ITK stickers. So whoever gets the news first, and it's got to be the right news, okay? I don't want any of this like clickbait. So whenever the first official casting announcement is for Moon Knight, whoever gets it in first, and you may need to remind me when it happens because I may forget, drop it in, and the first person to drop in that news will get a sticker. I will set that. I'll try to remember. Anyway, thank you, Phil. Also, the likes of Mjolnir, I found a little tiresome that that Black Panther did. Although, as you say, Black Panther rightly should. He's a very worthy person. I think it's just like, I thought this was a thing. Like, they had in Age of Ultron, them all trying to lift the hammer. Now, if you do it again, like half of them would be able to do it. So anyway, that sort of stuff. Starbrand, possibly. I think it'll be more Moon Knight v Khonshu. And I like your take on Moon Knight, them setting it up or distancing himself from Khonshu for the TV series. That could be the idea. I do hope they still have that Khonshu element in the TV show. I'd love to see the statue of Khonshu, at least. If there's no bird skull, at least give us the statue of Khonshu. It's such a big part of Moon Knight. I'd hate to think that they would ignore that. But no, thank you very much, Phil, for your comments. Awesome stuff. Always great to hear from you. And as always, you guys can hear Phil on the Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast. And I want to shout out as well, a big reminder, Derek on that email as well. Derek's from TV Podcast Industries with awesome co-hosts, John and Chris as well. So go check them out. I might put them in the show notes. They are, both of them are some of my favorite podcasts because I do listen to some, but I regularly listen to Capes and Lunatics and also TV Podcast Industries. Fantastic. Anyway, that wraps up our feedback, Looney. So, if you still want to drop in some thoughts, there is a post up on our page and our group. Keep them coming. Love to hear your ideas on what might be coming or what you thought of part 4. Similar to Phil, I thought this was a stronger part, as I mentioned at the top of the show as well. Let's hope that landing is stuck in some sense in a month's time. But I'll be following Enter Phoenix as well. May not be for the whole run, but I'll see how it goes. If Moon Knight's in it, and it would be interesting, as Brandon mentioned, if Moon Knight is a regular member, then I might have to tune in a bit more to the Avengers. Anyway, Loonies, that pretty much wraps it up from me. That's the longest solo one that I think I've done. We're kind of edging towards 1.5 hours. I don't know how I did it. Well, I've got to thank my friend Cabernet Sauvignon there for helping me out. Next phase, we have episode 166. Now, this is a Waning Gibbous. Ironically, it is the same. The Waning Gibbous is the same as my rating, 6.5 out of 10. Anyway, it is a Waning Gibbous next week, and that means it is a moonwalk. So this is the second, only the very second one that we've done. It is basically a read-through, a literal read-through of an issue of Moon Knight, and it will be Moon Knight Volume 7, issue 14, Old God. So I believe that one was penned by Cullen Bunn. It's a nice little one and done as well. And I haven't got a guest yet, but generally for these, I will get at least one guest to read through a part of the issue. So if you want to take on Moon Knight, by all means, hit us up. I'm looking at you, Corey. I might tap you on the shoulder there if you want to do Moon Knight. Otherwise, if you want another role, any of the other characters, let us know. And what I do is produce a little bit of an audio drama based on that issue, based on the script. So a lot of fun. We'll see how we go with that. And as mentioned as well, I don't know yet whether the Roundtable Robin, the Sidekicks Revengeance, I'll drop that maybe next week as well, or I might hold on to it. But those guys will be doing it this weekend, or I think this Sunday or Monday. I can't remember. But that will be something to keep your eyes peeled out for. As always, we are part of Patreon. So again, as mentioned, patreon.com/ITK Moon Knight. Please check it out, the incentives. Again, a huge thank you to Derek for joining and becoming a Patrooni, a massive Lockley tier. So Derek actually shares now the executive producer credits. He's on there for every episode alongside Dustin and Justin as well. So huge thank you guys for all your support. But yeah, Loonies, you can become a member too, as little as $1. You can get the ITK Digest, or for a bit more as well, you can get other incentives like videos, exclusive videos, bonus episodes. It's all there as well. Please check it out. As mentioned as well, Hello Headphones. If you use the code ITK Moon Knight, you get 10% off their online store. Go get yourself some headphones or earphones. You need it to listen to great podcasts. And I'm talking great podcasts like TV Podcast Industries and Capes and Lunatics. You still need it for decent podcasts like ITK as well. Also, Dreamland Comics. If you use the code MOON, you'll get 20% off their online comics. So if you want to top up your back issues, go check them out. I'm sure you'll get a decent price, especially with 20% off as well. We're also an affiliate member with Entertainment Earth. Maybe they can order that Walgreens exclusive Arachnite Funko Pop for you. I don't know. Hit them up. Use the link that we have in the show notes, and a little bit will go our way. But yeah, go check them out. And finally, we are part of the collective. So the likes of TV Podcast Industries, the likes of Capes and Lunatics, but also other shows like We Are Venom Maniacs, like we heard from Orion's feedback earlier in the show, as well as Last Sons of Krypton, a Superman podcast, another podcast that I do. Go check it out. We all have kind of similar interests. We try to prop each other up, share and like each other's posts. That all these other shows are brilliant. Check them out. If you love your comics, you love your characters, they will have what you want. On me. Finally, you can find us or contact us on email, itkmoonnight@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, Get Vocal. We have a website, as mentioned, on Patreon, and we are on Podchaser as well. Check us out on any of that. You may also be listening to us on a podcast catcher of your choice. We are available on all of them. So if you have friends that want to listen, but they listen to use a different podcast catcher, we'll be on there. Don't worry. Please point them towards us as well. Anyway, Loonies, that's it from me. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy this reaction episode. Thank you so much for all your feedback as well. And enjoy the rest of the week. I'm going to get straight into editing this and give it to you as soon as I can. As always, may Khonshu watch over the denizens of the night. Catch you later. See you later, Patroonis. Thank you so much for tuning in on this live stream and or this video. I'm going to get to editing right now. See you later.